I believe our country was once built to be a fantastic place where dreams were supposed to be something you could obtain. But a long, long time ago, before the American pie, somebody got a hold of that pie and they corrupted it. And corruption is set forth into everything we know and everything we see. But the media and everything around us portrays and shows us things of what we're to believe or to see in their way. Like, who cares about Lindsay Lohan and her crack addiction or Paris Hilton's sex tape? But you know what? That's #1 media news.
Do you feel like there's too much advertising and news nowadays?
Their average movie or show that you watch on television is 18 to 22 minutes, and the rest of it is commercial.
Solid 8 minutes or more.
Right. And it shouldn't be like that. Cable was actually made. You were going to pay for cable, and there was going to be no commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Parkway. You were going to have tolls until they finished building it, and there was going to be no more tolls. But there's still tolls. You know what I mean? And there's no way. You finished with that, right?
Yeah.
They portray this thing like, you know what, we have men, 60,000, 100,000 men fighting a war that you know what, that it's going on for 10 years, just like Vietnam, just like Korea, the Cold War. They're unwinnable wars. They're only there to make money. Who's making money off of these things? Halliburton, this, that, you know? And why are our kids that are 18 years old going over there? They don't know what they're going over there for anymore. You know, did the Gulf of Tonkin happen? Did they not put something in the New York Times about the Lusitania? Why they sunk that to get us into World War II? Did Australia not warn us 7 days before World War I with the Lusitania, and then World War II with 7 days in Australia? They warned us that there was a fleet coming to Pearl Harbor. They need to uprage the American citizens. They need to get them angry. So why are our heroes, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, and you know what I mean, and these actors that, okay, great, you went down and you helped out in Katrina and you did a little bit. Okay, congratulations. You know, I commend you for that. You know what I'm saying? But there's over hundreds of thousands of kids in a sandbox dying, and they don't even know why. Because they're brainwashed the second they walk into this place to hoorah, 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 hoorah what? What does America stand for anymore? Is it that to police the world? You know what I mean? Or do we really, do we want to police the world? Now if Iran gets nuclear power, or are we going to step into it and stick up for Israel? Are we going to, that's World War III. You know what I mean? Like, is there no way we can stop this? No, because this world, these people of corruption are so cynically, deviously corrupt to their core of their bone that they will do whatever it takes to destroy their own soil, their own souls, to make money. It's disgusting.
So do you agree with, helping other countries out, like those who are facing people like that?
I do. Of course I do. What I can't understand is we gave Iraq weapons to stop Iran, and then we bombed Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
We gave Afghanistan weapons when they were getting destroyed by Russia, and now we're going after Afghanistan, and they're fighting us with our own weapons that we gave them. So it doesn't make sense to me. Well, we had these people, okay? What is in Afghanistan? Nothing but rubble. So what are we going to do? Bomb so there's more rubble? There's no way to win a war over there by guns. The only way to win the war is to help these people maybe get some food in their fucking mouths.
I mean, right now they have, pulled out all the combat troops. We are teaching in Afghanistan their troops to fight. I mean, it's getting closer.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
now we're teaching them how to fight? Fantastic. Let's just upgrade them all. Give them all the bomb. You know, if why should we be so privileged to have it? Because we're gonna never use it. You like Iran says, we will never have a preemptive strike, but we want to have the capability to strike first. That's an oxymoron in 2 sentences. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And these don't understand. You can't just have. Listen, the United States acts like they're we're the best country in the world, and I'm not saying any treasonous stuff, but we are the only people that dropped the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And maybe we had to because there was a lot of them. You know what I mean? But the world shouldn't be about gunpowder and nuclear warfare. It should be about maybe getting some food in these people's mouths instead of Agenda 21, where they're giving them refined foods, high fructose corn syrup, and they're just giving them garbage that's just going to kill them. They're not giving them any real food. If you look up Agenda 21 on the
I'm
internet,
not familiar with
you will learn that Agenda 21 was started in the United Nations, maybe even before that in the League of Nations, where there's a plan of population control for the entire Earth. And it's crazy.
I did not know that.
You can even look it up on the fact that Congress has spoken about it. You know what I mean? And instead of us going over there and destroying everybody, why don't we just try and shake their fucking hand and say, here's a piece of bread, or here's an apple, or here's a strawberry. You know what I mean? And I don't want to sound like a left-winger, because I'm not. I'm a constitutionalist. So if we got to take something and we got to stop you from doing some crazy shit, then we got to do it. You know what I mean? But a 10-year war doesn't seem like it's winnable. We left Vietnam. We left them the third most powerful army in the world. And as soon as we left Saigon, a month or a year later, they crashed. You know what I mean? So, what is history repeats itself. So, are we going to give Afghanistan again all this military power? Are we going to give Iraq all this military power? Well, maybe we should build some fucking schools.
I mean, aren't they doing some of that over there?
Are they?
I don't know. Don't know.
Did you see that on the news?
Can't say I've seen a school.
You don't see a school. You don't see a hospital. These people are getting blown up by bombs. They're missing a leg. Let's see.
And a lot of
Besides
them come back,
9/11, you know, let's see. You know, if it happened over here, there would be an uproar. I mean, there's children over there without legs and all this other stuff, and we're not seeing it. There's people in Haiti that are so hungry,
dying.
they're dying. You know what I mean? And yes, Haiti is a very different culture that maybe we can't understand, but we should learn to maybe attempt to understand.
So you would opt for, you know, like, more helping of going over to Haiti.
I'm
Was
using
that-
Haiti as an example.
All right.
Because there was earthquakes all over the world. There was an earthquake in Chile, China. You know, I'm just saying,
There.
instead of us making enemies all over the place, because that's what we're doing right now. And I was for, you know, getting back at what the people did in 9/11. Yes, we should have attacked, and we should have proven that you can't do that to us. Because it says right on your Statue of Liberty, we'll take in your poor, you're hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We will take in your people. And we will, you know, but why would you bomb us? You know what I mean? So therefore we would have to set a precedent. But after a long time, enough is enough. Maybe we should try a different strategy. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? If a certain way isn't working, there is alternate ways of solving problems. You know. So and it's all happening. It's happening within our own government. And I don't even know who to trust anymore in our government. Whether it's they're conservatives, Tea Parties, liberals, Democrats, Republicans, constitutionalists, who knows anymore? You know, this is the way I want it. When somebody's running for office, they should do the same thing that NASCAR drivers do.
How so?
Because NASCAR drivers have everybody that advertises. They have it all over their shirts, right? You ever see them?
Yeah, yeah.
And their cards, all over their cars. That's who advertises them. So when someone's running for office, I want them to wear the same type of suit so you see the lobbyists and you see their donations and you see. So if Obama had Goldman Sachs giving him $1 million, he should have a Goldman Sachs stamp. And if the University of Stanford was the highest, then he should have a University of Stanford. And then, you know, the second one was Citigroup, and so on and so on. Or, you know, you had if McCain had the NRA and this one had that, they should have that all over them, just like NASCAR. So I can look at you and say, instead of listening to your mumbo-jumbo, politically correct garbage, I can look at you and say, well, these are the people that sponsor you. Okay. You know what I mean?
I mean, that does not sound too crazy.
No,
Haven't they recently passed a bill or something that now enables companies to sponsor or to contribute massive amounts of money to people running? I believe Stephen touched on that.
They have. I'm sure they have. But you know what? It's been going on since the birth of America. People are donating forever. You know what I mean? Like, they say, we're going to donate to your campaign, but really what it is, listen, when you get in here, you remember what I did for you. Hook this up. You know what I mean? There's so many committees in the Congress that we can't even touch upon because we don't even know they exist. We didn't. You know, Obama promised transparency, and he promised the 5 days that everybody would be able to read the laws that he passes, and then he passes this health care bill that was 1,000 pages long. Even if you had 5 days, which you didn't, nobody could read that in 5 days because some, people sleep. How are you going to read that in 5 days and then boom, it's passed? You know what I mean? So how is that possible? That you're going to have 5 days to read 1,000 pages, and we're not talking about reading a Stephen King novel where you could breeze through this, and you know what I mean. This is a congressional thing that is being passed for an entire nation. You can't just read 1,000 pages and skim through it. You got to read it and comprehend it and actually say, oh, I didn't know 4B was in there, or this or that. It's not a novel. So your 5 days ain't enough days. So the government needs to wake up, and they just need to be real. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am not here to promote all this other stuff that other people do. All I am saying is give us the truth. You give us the truth, and I'll stand by this nation until the day we die. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to find the truth. Because when you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. You know what I mean?
It's very true.
So these guys can do what they want. Everybody can have their own radio shows. But Outback Radio is going to do it one way or another. There is no ifs, ands, or ups about it. We will have it. It will be there. We will give the truth. We will give the people what they want. Whether it's low frequency radio, I don't care if I have to hold a hand radio and I have to crank it and keep talking and I have to grow a huge beard and I got to broadcast out of a van. You know what I mean? I will find it. Because the internet's everywhere. You know what I mean? And I just got back from Oktoberfest, so thanks, Mr. Jack Levy. This is well worth it.
Sound like a dedicated man.
Awesome. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. Remember that. Amazing. All right, Muddy Waters. That was fantastic.